Hello people, welcome back to Life Like Igloo. I'm Igloo, the life that is of. It's good to see you again. I'm feeling quite relaxed, I'm feeling good today. Thought I'd just talk about something quite chill. Just fresh out of the shower. The hair is still wet, so if my t-shirt gets a big water stain on it, apologies, that's why. But yes, welcome back. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment, so do that. I've been getting more comments recently, more subscribers, more people saying hello, and it's been really fun chatting to them. It's been really nice having a back and forth and a dialogue with you guys, so I really appreciate that. So, on to the video at hand. Today, I'm talking about what it was like for me growing up, the kind of environment I grew up in. And this is generally because I am currently staying in Uganda, and I make a lot of videos about transitioning between the UK and Uganda and that sort of thing. And I thought this would be like, I don't know, it would contextualize more, because I've been talking a lot about Ugandan things. Why don't I talk about something from where I'm originally from? And yeah, so this video is what it was like growing up in rural Devon in the UK, which is very green and farmlandy and very naturey actually. So it's not like the city dwelling that a lot of people would assume. Though I have also lived in London, that's another thing, but that's when I was an adult and moved out. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to be talking about, like the rural farm boy experience of me growing up. And it'll just be some little details and points just to sort of add some context to what I talk about and how it compares to other things I talk about on this channel. So yeah, without further ado, let's get on to things. And I'm just going to think of some random bullet points. It was far rainier than like in Uganda, for example. I lived right in the middle of a valley. I was living right at the bottom of the valley, right next to a really nice river that ran through right at the bottom. We have a house next to the river, and 100% of the time you can hear the rush of the river flowing, and that became as normal as breathing. And it's funny going back and hearing it, because my hearing tunes it out so fast now because I'm so used to it. It's something I grew up with as a constant, and that was really, really nice. And I felt very, very lucky to be living right next to a river. Like, there was fish in the river. Like, when I occasionally went swimming, you could see some fish darting about. Very nice to be growing up next to nature. Like, you can see occasionally there's otters and beavers in the UK, and yeah, so you're sometimes able to catch some, see some wildlife there. The other thing, I was, I don't know what you call it, I guess you'd say a farm boy. I did a lot of manual labour, I would say. Like, I went around the place. I herded a herd of goats for a couple of years. That was actually quite fun. I liked goats, they have a lot of personality. Like sheep, horses. I've ridden a horse. I've been knocked off a horse and almost, very badly injured. Like, horse riding is, quite dangerous, and it's very risky, but that's why I don't do it that much. It's not a hobby I have these days. But yeah, that's something I used to do a little bit. What else? I lived in just like a very green environment as well as being next to a river. There was some woodland, some fields, and whenever I'd get stressed or everything would just be a bit too much, I would just walk out into the fields and into the woods for a couple of hours, and it would just completely reset me and de-stress me. And it was a really nice way to just sort of bring myself back to myself, if that makes sense. It's somewhere I could go for complete, solitariness and safety. And it was very, very nice. It was really, really, I feel so lucky growing up next to that. I recognise I have, I would say, quite a privileged upbringing, not necessarily in terms of wealth, but in the environment I grew up in, which is very, very nice. I was doing a lot of stuff around the farm. We had animals, we had dogs, cats, horses. My grandmother, who lived very close, had tortoises as well. We had goats, sheep. I can't think what else. There was probably a few things in there, like I don't know if I said cows, but for a brief period we had cows. So I'll be honest, I'm a bit scared of cows. I'm cautious around them. They're very friendly and nice, but they're very big, and I've been chased around by cows a couple of times. But it's probably because I was carrying food at the time. But yeah, that memory sticks with me of a herd of cows coming after you. But yeah, that's honestly, so a lot of animals. Honestly, it's good. Oh, I mean, and there was plenty of like rats around the place, and you know, anywhere nature, that you know, they're part of the ecosystem and stuff. The cats and the rats and mice and stuff. So yeah, you see the occasional rat and mouse or bats. Even on rare occasions, you'd even see a snake, which is I always felt lucky seeing a snake. They're very, very like, I don't know, they just feel like they're very cool creatures, and I feel like very privileged to see them. So it's very nice to see that. And yeah, I still occasionally am able to go back and visit where I grew up. You know, it's still, you know, my family still own it, which is very, very nice. And yes, it's nice to go back there. It also had a really nice apple tree, which make perfect apples for making apple pies. They're like really big and sour and really tasty. And I really, really loved eating those, even though like I'd eat so many it would give me a bit of a stomachache, but it was just so good, and especially it just grows from right there. It's very cool. Honestly, yeah, I think it's the reason I don't have many allergies as well. I was in that environment where I could be exposed to, I don't know, whatever nature can throw at you, and like, so I've not really had too much issues with allergies growing up compared to a lot of kids I went to school with and stuff. I think they probably didn't get out in the dirt as much or something, I don't know. But a lot of them are just like really sensitive to so many different things, like dirt, like dust, like being allergic to dust. One of my friends was allergic to dust. Like, that's a rough one because the whole universe is dusty. Yeah, I feel fortunate to not have any of that. Also, I got to have like campfires or bonfires when I liked, which is really good. I love building fires and just, you know, roasting marshmallows, or you know, even roasting an apple, or just staring into the fire, like, and it's just really, really nice. That's something that's very innate and human, and I feel like a lot of people don't get access to very much as they used to anyway, back when open fires were more of a thing, at least around in the UK. So yeah, it's nice to see that. Yeah, I lived in a sort of stone building. I had like 2 siblings, a brother and a sister. They were both older than me. I was the youngest by like, at the time it felt like a big difference when we were kids, but it's actually like, there's an 11-month difference between me and my siblings, so as adults that's basically nothing. But it's funny how that kind of lingers, and yeah. It's very interesting, but it felt like a lot as a kid. It doesn't feel like a lot now. I stayed inside a lot of the time, and then when I probably get headaches from playing too many computer games, I'd go walk out in the fields and sort of like re-stretch my eyes from looking around and feel much better and feel all reset, and then go back inside and eat and play more games. That was me growing up a lot of the time, as well as of course like the various chores and stuff you do around the place. Yeah, I wish I'd done more carpentry as well. There was like in there's sort of a garage place where we had a few woodworking tools, and I never really I never really used them when I was younger, and you know, I moved out around like 19 or something. But I'm really into carpentry, and I especially now, and I wish I'd done a bit more carpentry while I was there, because I could have done some awesome things with all the tools that were around at the time. And yeah, that would have been really cool. But I do my own carpentry stuff now, so that's good. I know it's outlining a bit of my upbringing, the environment I was in. You know, it was a nice sort of a green, sort of villagey, rural environment. There was a bit, you know, village like 20-minute walk away. The shops were like 30-minute walk away. You could manage that, though of course, living at the bottom of the valley, you've got to walk uphill either way, so that was a bit of a pain. But once I got a car, it was a lot better. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this little sort of look into my life. I hope I've painted a bit of a picture of like a nice rivery valley with nice green trees and spreading fields, and butterflies and nice rabbits and chickens running around. That's the kind of scene my childhood had for a lot of the time. So I'm very grateful for that, and I hope you've enjoyed. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and most importantly, listen to the sponsor of this video on Spotify. Her name is Sticky Bunny Weird, amazing artist, really good songs. Gelatin is trending right now, which is, I think, the top song in her latest album. It's really worth checking out, so I'd really love if you did that. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.